Welcome to the Dynamic Radiologist Podcast, where we feature leading experts in healthcare. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Brownstein.
Hello, Dr. Stephen Brownstein here, and I am the host of the Dynamic Radiologist Podcast. Through this platform, I have the great honor to interview top leaders in health and in business to discuss what they're doing to change the world. Some of the interesting guests I've interviewed include Dr. Jeffrey Kronk, CEO of Dynamic Radiology, Spinal Kinetics, Smart Injury Doctors, and Smart Injury Lawyers. Dr. Mike Carberry, CEO of Advanced Medical Integration. Dr. Donald DeFabio and Howard Reese, CEO of the Teledentist. This episode is brought to you by Dynamic Medical Imaging. I've started this organization 16 years ago and have experienced consistent growth and opportunity ever since. We have the only Phonar upright MRI in central and northern New Jersey. We have had patients consistently coming to our center from over 20 miles away. Over 25% of our patients are either claustrophobic or have failed to have their MRIs completed in a closed unit. They have come here to have their studies performed in the Phonar upright open MRI. We have had over 3,000 doctors from New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania refer their patients to us. What is really telling, though, is that those same doctors who've referred their family and friends to us have come here themselves to have their studies done. Please check out our testimonial, comments, and interviews on our website, www.dynamicmedicalimaging.com, and see for yourself what your fellow patients have said about their great experiences at Dynamic Medical Imaging. Today, I have the great opportunity to interview James Masterson and David Arminio from Union Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to discuss how we got through 2020, but more importantly, what's ahead of us in 2021. Jim, why don't how did we get through this from your vantage point?
It was staying in communication, as far as I'm concerned. As soon as, it was a year, I guess we're really talking almost a year ago to the date, that everything shut down. The chamber was concerned for its members, obviously, but we certainly understood that we had to take as many precautions as we could to keep people safe. So we stayed in constant contact. And what the chamber did was we created a daily e-newsletter. So every single day we posted information either about links, resources, grants, and loans available to businesses, places that you could give blood donations, food donations, clothing donations, as well as information on our member businesses so that we could share their hours of operation if they had it, if they changed from in-person dining to delivery, those types of things, so that people knew who was open, who was not, who was open on a limited basis. And we kept that communication going every single day through July, when things started to lighten up a little bit. Additionally, we went from in-person meetings and networking events to Zoom meetings. And thankfully, the Zoom meetings were very well attended. And we had a number of elected officials speak to us about what was going on, including Senator Cryan, Mayor Delasport. So we kept our members as informed as possible. So we stayed busy, but busy behind the scenes.
Dave, your vantage point?
As president this year, I thought that along with the communication, that cooperation among members was amazing throughout the whole shutdown period, that people used other members in their businesses and cooperated. As far as the board of directors is concerned, we were very cooperative at meetings, even though they were Zoom and it was difficult. There was a high degree of cooperation and collaboration between the members on the board of directors and the members in general.
and how you feel the lessons that we learned in 2020 will help propel a greater benefit for the chamber to have to its members in 2021.
Jim, I'll start with this one.
Sure.
To answer your question, I'm going to say something that Jim is probably going to mention later on, but we have videoed all of the chamber benefits, and that cooperation among members, and Jim will give the details, certainly highlighted the way the chamber members feel about one another and the whole organization. And I guess it helps the town too, with the cooperation among members. Do you want to add detail to that, Jim?
Sure. I think that we've learned that we're interrelated, we're in this together, and we need to support each other locally. It's the local shops, the local businesses that support our community. You can't go to the people at Amazon and ask them to donate a prize for your turkey tray auction at the school system or donate to your scholarship fund. But our businesses are consistently asked to do that. And even during the pandemic, have done so. The chamber was able to continue its scholarship program during this tough time and grant 2 scholarships to Union High School graduates. And that was because of the generosity of members. The chamber also made sure that we stuck together and that no member was dropped for non-payment of dues. We worked very closely and communicated with members to make sure that they knew that we were there for them, and we'd be there for them when we were there for them when times were good, and we would be there for them when times were bad. David mentioned our video member benefits. We decided, it's been a work in progress, and we finally got to do it. We decided rather than just publish a list of chamber member benefits, and by the way, there are 51 of them, that we would have members narrate a vignette of each benefit. So for example, David would take a benefit and he would describe it in 15 to 30 seconds. Then we'd have Sharon Patel from Patel Printing Plus read a benefit and describe that. We'd have somebody else from ServPro or Great Clips of Union or the Halal guys. Everybody got together, came in, we were socially distanced and masked and did our precautions, but we brought life to our benefits so that people going forward can see what chamber membership can do for them.
That's great. So what, in 2021, let's talk about brick and mortar. I know obviously the center of town, there's major construction being done, and also Route 22, I think a hotel is going up where Chuck E. Cheese was. How far are those along, and what have they gotten any tenants for the commercial portion of the building on Stuyvesant?
Yes, I believe a number of the projects that have been completed on Stuyvesant are filling with restaurants and other service businesses. I know that the occupancy rate for a number of them has reached almost 90 to 100%. So people are renting. We're hoping that that translates into foot traffic for others. Route 22, Chuck E. Cheese is gone. The Garden State Motel is gone. It's now level ground, and work is being done now to construct a brand new hotel, a storage facility, and a Wawa. Across the street where the old Highway Bowl was is scheduled to also be torn down and become an additional site of Ray Katina of Union.
Okay.
And that will be a great way, as the mayor puts it, to showcase the gateway to Union as people come into Route 22 from the airport.
Ray Katina does a good job. So as far as the, we've talked about brick and mortar, but the actual, to get more members, what programs do we have coming on board in 2021?
Sure. We have a couple, and David, please feel free to chime in.
Okay.
We what we're doing to gain new members. Number one is we've created a digital map. In the past, we've produced a booklet called "This Is Union," and it was a booklet with things all about Union. It was a great cheerleading piece for the township, for the chamber, for the historical sites, for the school system. And it was sent out to 22,000 homes and businesses in the township. We've decided this year to go digital. So we're creating a digital map of the township and beyond, because the chamber also has members outside of Union. And people will be able to access this map on a variety of web pages and to look for businesses, look for historical sites, understand school systems, arts, everything Union. Look up a certain restaurant. Every chamber member will get a free pinpoint listing on this map, which would have their name, photo, logo, and a landing page to send people for more information on their business. There's also paid opportunities, paid advertising opportunities, where individuals who want to do that would even get a bit more, where they're actually able to change their advertisement as frequently as they need to keep up to date. So that makes the digital part of it a lot more interactive. We're working in conjunction with the Township of Union to create a robust map and to make sure that every business that wants to be a part of it can be. So we'll be sending out lots of information, probably by the end of the month to the beginning of April, and we're on our way. Also, and this is a project that you know about, we are creating a medical recruitment campaign, and it's just about ready to begin. And thanks to your input and your enthusiasm, this was your idea. So I'm going to give you total credit. And you know what? We talked about this prior to the pandemic, but now even more do we need to share as a chamber information that doesn't only help people in their financial health, but their overall health, their physical and mental health. So we are looking to recruit and gain more healthcare and medical members of the chamber, to then allow us to pool their expertise and send out health-related information, create health fairs and expos that can then improve the health of our community. I think as that pandemic has proven, people who were most at risk had what they call comorbidities. They either had something like diabetes or asthma, heart conditions, other types of ailments. So somebody who had already a pre-existing condition were more at risk to really be affected more adversely. So let's work to fix those pre-existing conditions and to get people healthier and to give them the healthcare news. But to do that, we need more members who are in the healthcare field. And that's why Dr. Brownstein, David Arminio, Sharon Patel, they're all working to put together a mailing that's going to be going out probably within a week or so. We'll also be doing some news releases, and we're looking forward to having that be a real big part of our chamber.
And just to add a little bit to that, the collaboration between the different entities certainly strengthens the town and each organization. Our collaboration with the town in the digital map, for example, it really connects us a lot more than we have been in the past. There's a collaboration now between the chamber and the library in presenting a online broadcast later on in the month, and there's collaboration with the school system and the chamber that's been ongoing and hopefully will get stronger. For instance, we have our 5K in the collaboration with the Board of Education and the school district. So those different groups coming together can only strengthen the town more and more.
That's great. So is there a way for members to offer suggestions how the chamber can improve the deliverables to its members?
It's as simple as, well, our motto is where business is personal. So it's as simple as reaching out to me or to David. You can contact us through our website. You can give us a call. We are working kind of split a little bit remotely and at the office also, but our voicemail is there when we do respond to it. So you can reach us at 908-688-2777. You can email me at executive director, that's all one word, executive director at unionchamber.com. And I'd be happy to meet, chat, and I've done that before. A lot of our ideas have come from our membership. So there's nothing we won't explore and try. And if we can do it, we will. And if we can't, we'll say so. Right, David?
Absolutely. And I try every time there's a new member coming in, I'll go to or be present at the orientation, whether it's in person or Zoom. And I've used many of our members' services and items for sale.
Well, that's great. One of the ideas I had, actually, I think it came from one of the schools that, a coupon book, the old entertainment coupon book, whether it be old timers like us, analog, actual paper or digital or a combination. That could be something that could be interesting, where members of the chamber would offer a 10% discount, if you come to our store or something like that, where it would increase the amount of traffic, increase the amount of revenue taken in by its members, and made it something we can talk to Sharon about, putting something like that together. How we fund it, we'll have to figure that out. But I miss the entertainment book, even though half the stuff we never use. But as long as you got, it costs $10, $15. As long as you got double your money back, you're ahead of the game. So I don't know how many dozens of frozen bagels we had in our freezer at one point in time, but it was fun. But a lot of times you kind of change where you were going to eat based on what coupon you had, and you may have to drive 10 miles out of the way to save $2. So anyway,
right.
It's a thought, but I look forward to 2021 working with you and Sharon and Dave, and getting this launched to get more healthcare professionals involved. I think it's important. I think doctors now have to think outside the box as far as how to get more patients. It was tough prior to the pandemic. It's only gotten tougher, and it has to be more personal. You can't just rely on the internet to do your marketing. It's a people business like any other business, but even more so now, because that's the only way small guys like myself will survive, is to be personal. Not be where somebody can, who's the owner? Well, they're on Wall Street or something like that. You have the big gorillas around us with multiple imaging centers, and the only way we'll survive is for me to have an active role in the community, that I differentiate myself in our center, that we're here. We've been here for 16 years, hopefully another 16, God willing. And we provide a service that's, there's no other phone or upright MRI in Northern Jersey. And, we have patients literally can't have their MRIs done other than here. We have over 70 pages of testimonials on our website, and every day we have 5 or 6 more patients. It's a 10 out of 10 based on the service. And so I'm proud of that, but I'm not going to rest on my laurels, because I know we can do better. And I want to be very much involved in the chamber, because that helps everybody. A rising boat raises all ships. And I want to contribute. And in doing so, it only help our center be more noticed. But I always like giving first, and that's why I suggested the physician recruitment, because it's needed. Because the information out there, whether it's about the COVID or the vaccine, people don't really know who to turn to, because you can't believe everything that's on the TV. And you can't believe, statistics lie, just like the CDC. For instance, they group pneumonia, influenza, and COVID all together now. So no one's dying of flu this year. Surprise. No one's dying of heart attacks or anything else. Everything's COVID. If you have a heart attack, but you also have COVID, they say you died of COVID. So the numbers are skewed. But, I could spend an hour and a half on that, but I'm not. But the main thing is, as you said, people that have comorbid disease or chronic diseases, as you mentioned, are more prone to have adverse reactions to the viruses that are all around us. And so we had to take better care of ourselves,
Right.
both mentally, spiritually, and physically. But I really enjoy the time that we spend together all the time. And David and Jim, you're gems, and Union is should be proud to have you as members of the chamber. And whoever part I can play, don't hesitate to call. And I want to thank you for your time, and wish you stay well and stay healthy. And we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts from you, Jim?
Just reminding folks that we're here. We're here for them. We are gaining we've gained almost 20 new members in this first quarter alone, even during what is still a pandemic. They're offering some great member-to-member discounts. I was just before I was speaking with you on a Zoom call with Staples, and Staples is now going to be offering a pretty major discount for chamber members. So we're moving ahead. To you, I want to say, Dr. Brownstein, you've hit the ground running as a member. You've been a big help. You're what I call a social member of the chamber, meaning that you get it. And we need more members like you. So thank you also for your participation.
Dave, any final thoughts?
I look forward to the coming year when we could meet with different members in person instead of just in Zoom kind of situations. It's so much more personal when we can meet face to face.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Take care now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Dynamic Radiologist Podcast. Make sure to click subscribe to get updates on our latest episodes.